Are dreads also satanic? Very satanic. Natural ones, it doesn't matter. Should we... Why I'm saying this? I have an experience with deliverance prayers. Okay? And demons at times would refuse to come. They say, akona vitu ye? Na hiyo vitu ukiona ni dreads mtu wako nayo. The times we cut, the minute you cut, the person is done what? Delivered. What? I'm saying, whatever you want to call natural, you want to call what? I know people have seen you on social media with matutas. Those are days we didn't know. But we are growing, just like any other person. Just like any other person. I am saying, cultivate the highest level of simplicity. Try remain the way the Lord created. Just leave it at that. That is the principle. Did you know one of the ways to reduce stress in your life is to keep it simple? Just live a simple life. And you reduce a lot of stress in your life. Should we stop giving out money to our wives for salon? Allow me to answer. If it is to acquire satanic things, stop it. If it's to acquire satanic things, do what? Stop it. Know where to invest. And I've seen people crying of hunger, but their hair is well done. Umesikia vile wamama wanalia bei ya mahindi imepanda? Na nywele yake ameweka 1000 ngapi? 3. Pesa yenye angeenda alisi shamba mwaka ngapi? 1. Na aweke mahindi. Na akivuna vune gunia 6 aweke kwa nyumba. I'm not saying you neglect yourself. I'm saying know what is priority in your what? Who said simplicity means looking weird? Simplicity means standing out as one appointed to who? To God. There's got to be a difference between a redeemed one and a child of the world. We cannot be the same. There must be a distinction. So you need to choose whether you still want to belong to... Huyu amefanya ninataka kusoma kitu hapa. Msiandike vitu mingi hawa. Hizi online, sasa hata sio online. Hizi ni vitu ingine. Hii ni watu hapa wanasema ni online. Let me just do this excerpt. Is a periodical called The Health Reformer. October 1871, if I'm not wrong. 1871. The periodical is entitled Words to... The periodical is Health Reformer. The title is Words to Christian what? Mothers. It does not have pages. But I am suggesting anyone who's a mother, read that, okay? The Health Reformer, October 1, 1871. Words to Christian Mothers. It's all about these things that bother us, the hair, the what. But allow me do a paragraph here. Go read all of it. Just go read all of it. Just go read all of it. Listen. Fashion loads the heads of women with artificial braids and pads. Fashion, huh? Sini fashion tu inatusumbua ama nini? Atusikizane tu kina mama. Leo ni Women's Ministry Sabbath. Hata afadhali mujifanye leo ni wazuri sababu ni Sabbath. Tukimaliza Sabbath unaweza nipiga huko nje. Sini fashion tu inatusumbua. Which do not add to their beauty. This is not Ellen White speaking. This is God speaking through Ellen White. That this thing you think is beautiful does not add to your what? Does not add. If you think it adds your beauty, leo toka hapa ukijua you make yourself ugly. Which do not add to their beauty, but give an unnatural shape to the head. And the shapes are as many as the styles. Yeah. The hair is strained, is it? Yes. The hair is strained and forced into unnatural positions, and it is not possible for the heads of these fashionable ladies to be comfortable. Is it possible? Oh, tukijikuna tunafanya kama iko ndani ya kitu hapa umefunga kubwa, unaingisha nini? Kalamu. Na siku ya kwanza umetoka saluni, unachekanga kweli? Unafanyaga hivi? Akiwacha kunicheka. Nimecheka nimechoka. Because it's painful, is it? Wengine tunakunywa Panadol wiki mzima ndio irelax. Taki kucheka. The artificial hair and pads covering the base of the brain hit and excite the spinal nerves centering in the brain. The head should ever be kept cool. Ever. Be kept what? Wacha hewa ifanye nini? The heat caused by these artificials induces the blood to the brain. The action of the blood upon the lower or animal organs. The action of the blood upon the lower or animal organs of the brain causes unnatural activity, tends to recklessness in morals, and the mind and heart is in danger of being corrupted. Too much blood causes unnatural activity on the animal organs, the back brain. So you're more driven with emotions than with sense. So that is when you unasikia tu leo wacha nivae skirt, hii ni refu sana. Because you're being driven by what? Emotions. Sema hapana. Hii ni refu sana. Lakini si ni church naenda, wacha leo wacha niweke tu hapo. Nitabeba leso. Na hizi matiti hazijasimama vizuri, acha nivae ile bra ingine. Unafinya matiti, unafinya mpaka matiti pia inalia, inasema, "Ai jamani." Na anakuja hapa asubuhi, kuambia kitu kwa uso ya Elda, nataka kukua, na matiti yote inamwagika. Elda nataka kukua. Elda unasikia? Elda sikii, Elda alipotea kitambo. Alipotea. And then kesho mnalia hapa eti Elda nani alitoroka na bibi ana? Namoto. Na Elda ako na shida kwa nyumba yake. Bibi amekataa kupatia hii vitu. Na iko bure hapa kanisa. Kesho anatoroka na bibi ya mtu. Listen, the action of the blood upon the lower or animal organs of brain causes unnatural activity. Tends to recklessness in what? Morals, tabia mbaya. Because it's not you thinking now. Your brain has been captured, taken captive. You cannot see sense. Good is evil. Evil is good. And the mind and heart is in danger of being corrupted. As the animal organs are excited and strengthened, because you excite the animal organs, the moral are enfeebled. The moral and intellectual powers of the mind. The moral and intellectual powers of the mind become servants to the animal. Now listen, in consequence, listen to the consequence. In consequence of the brain being congested, its nerves lose their healthy action. And take on morbid conditions, making it almost impossible to arouse moral sensibilities. Such lose their power to discern sacred what? Things. That is the only line I read, and I dropped it. That God is speaking, I cannot hear him because of my what? My hair. The unnatural heat caused by these artificial deformities about the head induces the blood to the brain, producing congestion and causing the natural hair to fall off, producing baldness. Alafu unasikia inasema ati yule msichana wa saloon mkono yake sio mzuri, akinishuka nywele yangu inakatika. Thus the natural is sacrificed to the artificial. Many have lost their reason and become hopelessly insane by following this deforming fashion. Yet the slaves of fashion will continue to thus dress their heads and suffer horrible disease and premature death rather than be out of fashion. A physician writing a series of letters to a schoolgirl devotes one to the nice keeping of the hair. Among other directions, he remarks that much is said against wearing switches or jutes or chignons. Hizi ni zile dryers. Okay? So you know them? Yeah, the dryers, the steamers, the what? Because they breed pestiferous vermin, whose life is fed by their drain on the small blood vessels of the scalp. But all such objections to these monstrosities become as nothing compared. Listen, he's saying it doesn't matter what those things do. They are not as important to this main thing they do. Listen to what they do, the worst one. Compared with the objection which arises from the congested condition of the blood vessels of the back brain by the reason of their use. A switch or chignos is a substance which in itself is a great conductor of animal heat. As the back of the head has a great deal of blood, and a great deal of blood has a great deal of heat in it, the surplusage of this heat should be allowed to pass off outwardly. To wear one of these appliances is to keep heat in, and as the part thus dressed becomes excessively heated, disease takes place in a little while, and the whole bodily structure becomes affected. Mwili yote. Listen, in women, there is such an intimate connection between the back brain and the reproductive structure. This thing. Connected intimately. You interfere with this, interfere with this. That when the former becomes enfeebled, the back brain becomes enfeebled. The latter invariably takes on morbid conditions. Nakuwa na ugonjwa ya reproductive system. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? So are you investing in beauty or rottenness? So the man that is asking, should we stop giving our wives money to the salon? Please do. Because this is what it does to your wife. And you think it's beauty. It's not beauty there. Hizi maswali ni mingi, sitajibu yote. Yes. Elder is really trying to convince me that some are just repeating themselves. Imetosha, isikuje tena. Tunaenda Nairobi. Is it wrong for men to plait their hair? Yes. Stop it. Even this hair, naona hizi nywele siku hizi tunakata mohawk. Kata nywele kama mtoto ya shule. Weka namba 1 kila mahali. Tunapata mtu ameweka sijui hata wa mama. This thing nowadays you shave here and leave some here. Kata nywele level ngapi? You will not understand what I'm saying. Because probably most of you have not reached that level that you can understand what I'm saying. But wait until you begin warfare in the world of darkness, then you'll understand what we are saying. What about mohawk for women? Wacha. Bald shaving for men. I don't know where it came from. It was fashioned from... Where did bald shaving come? What I know, there is a function that the hair plays on the skull, so that you don't need to cut all of it. You don't need to. I'm just saying it politely. I mean, many men would want to contest this, but it's good. Leave a little what? Leave a little, just a little hair. Okay, just leave a little. Go study the function of the hair itself, so that you don't have to chop all of it. I know it's a fashion that came when someone died, some celebrity had died, and people just started cutting. It was even there in the Egyptian culture. The things we have adopted, normalized, and accepted, and we think is not normal. Just leave some little hair. Don't shave all of it. What is the danger of what? Love to Facebook than what? Than Bible. So what are you getting from Facebook? You cannot compare the Bible and what? Facebook. They don't address the same thing. They don't. And if there are things the devil has hooked us into so that to distract us from God, is social what? Social media. It has given you a false perception of what life is all about. And I see people posting things, families, wives, children. People post like they're okay. Until everyone says, I want to be like so and so. Ngoja shetani akuchafue. Hawa ni wale watu tunaonanga pale Facebook wako tupo. Kumbe ni kubaya. People on Facebook for validation. There's something missing in their life. They're struggling with things. Not everyone, I'm saying most of us want validation. It's my birthday, so what? Help me wish my husband birthday, and then what happened? It's our anniversary, so that we do what? I wish the rate at which we were posting personal things would be the same rate we post business. Business. We encourage each other to do business. Serious things. Tunaenda crusade, tunataka pesa. We post evangelism, business opportunities. But people post nothing because themselves are full of what? Then you find a good Adventist girl gone to a studio with a dress that when she's in church she covers with a lace. But in the studio, when she sits on that seat, all her thighs are out. Alafu nasema, niambieni kitu. Alafu, they take comfort in those comments at a beautiful, congratulations, gorgeous. Tell me how much money it has put in your account. Nonsense. Sasa tunalia economy mbaya. Watu wana pesa ya kupeleka watoto shule. Mtu wako na pesa ya kuenda nayo huko na ukiuliza Friends, there's a difference between a producer and a consumer. An employer and an employee. And most of people who do those things are actually employees and consumers. Because when you are a producer, you have no time for those kinds of things. Busy. Busy. In fact, you don't care who likes you and who hates you. You move. Some of us have learned to move whether there is a like or So like people comment, say all manner of stuff. We don't care. We don't know. You have a problem. Go deal with your problem. Nakujua, sikujua. I don't need to validate myself on social media. Live a quiet life. Mwingine akipanda tu ndege kidogo tu na ni jambo watu watasema ndege tu kadogo. Alishaweka status yote Facebook, Twitter. Ukimuuliza ilikuwa pesa ngapi ticket ajui, pesa ya kampuni. Imagine all this energy we used it to evangelize on Facebook. Real testimonies of what God is doing in our lives. How many people would we change on social media? So many. But because we post our emptiness with a desire to be validated, and then we are so dry and thirsty and empty in the matters of who? God. And then someone says, me, I can't even read the Bible. And 4 straight hours just responding to things on what? Facebook, Twitter, other people's lives. Talk about men addicted to Facebook than the Bible. Why men? Anyone who's addicted. Why men? Anyone can fall a victim of this addiction. I've seen women employing house girls just to have time on what? Facebook. Anyone? I guess this is a woman complaining. Either the husband has too much time on Facebook than on her. So she would rather have her hooked on the Bible than what? Facebook. There's a thirst in man. Can never be quenched by anything in this world, save Christ himself. And because the devil knows it, it is Christ that can quench it. He has given us all manner of distractions. All manner of distractions. This society needs thinkers, not mere reflectors. But because we have not been raised thinkers, thinking becomes a problem in our lives. Ukiona uko na challenge that wants to engage your mind creatively, analytically. Hiyo ni stress. Wacha niende nikatembea hapa nje. Anything that just want to tax your mind a little bit. That would require your creativity, your analytical beat, Everyone switches off. We are used to people thinking for us. And I ask, it is because our mind is packed with a lot of garbage. Fed with nonsense. There is a wisdom that only heavens can give. The fear of the Lord. It's the beginning of what? I tell you, when you're in love with the Lord, you can never fail to be a thinker. The wisdom you have is not of this earth. Wisdom you have is heavenly. There is no child of God deeply immersed in Christ that is not a thinker. No child of God. But when you realize you have no time for God, you can never be a thinker. You are full of drama. Always. Always arguing even things that should not be argued. Things that shouldn't be argued. Very small things. Kusuka uzi ni mbaya, toa. I know you want an okay from me. Me, I'll not give you an okay. I said, just try look the way the Lord did what? I want us to imagine we are going to heaven. Tell me who's going to heaven na uzi. I'm at dreadlocks. Yaani hiyo siku imefika, Kristo amekuja kutuchukua. Kweli, when someone dies, are they buried with those things?